Hey, what is up, you guys? Luke Wayne here. Hope you guys are having a good day. I am, because I freaking aced that hoe. I'll try to keep this introduction short, but basically, I passed my AP exam that I was so worried about. Thank you for those of you that are asking me in the comments, how I did on it and stuff. But essentially, I'm sorry this news isn't. It's a couple days old, but of course, I was taking a break from YouTube, doing pre-scheduled uploads. And by the way, I still have 3 of those left. I'm back a little sooner than expected. So I guess after today, I'll continue with the pre-uploads. I'm sorry if that's not your thing. My Avengers video did not do good at all. It was terrible, one of my worst videos. And I do have one more Avengers video. I'm sorry about that, but I put a lot of work into it, so I gotta upload them. But anyways, the topic for today's discussion, and always remember, high hopes, low expectations. Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Now, I'm just gonna give you a disclaimer. I've never read a Daredevil comic. I've read comics with, when he's in it, like, crossover comics with the Avengers and Spider-Man, but I've never actually read a Daredevil comic. I don't know too much about him, so I'm sorry if I messed something up in this video. But basically, Troy Baker tweeted this out, but if you don't know who Troy Baker is, I can't think of a single video game that he's not voice acting in these days. He's a popular voice actor in video games. Anyways, ahem, cough, cough. He retweeted this tweet that said, "What's your dream superhero game, and which developer would you want to make it?" And he, added Bill Rosemann, cough, cough, cough. And this is very cryptic. Obviously, you can't tell. Now, some people say that he was teasing Daredevil with he tried to make Braille here with the colons, and I'm like, no, those are just colons, and he actually uses them in a lot of his tweets. But I could be wrong. I think it was just emphasizing the cough, but whatever. Anyways, and then Bill Rosemann responded, "You, sir, are clearly a man without fear." And that got me excited because I started thinking, what does that mean? That's cryptic. Is that a man without fear? So obviously he's teasing a game. So obviously he's working on a game with Bill Rosemann. Oh my God. And obviously I'm not a Daredevil fan, so I didn't realize this until it was pointed out to me. But A Man Without Fear is the title to Daredevil, like The Dark Knight is Batman. It's synonymous with him. It's clearly a Daredevil reference. And they got a lot of people really excited, and then people started talking about a Daredevil game, and I wanted to cover it, but I was studying for my test. But here I am now. Anyways, people started talking about Daredevil game, media went crazy, and then sadly, Bill Rosemann tweeted this out the next day. From the office of Nelson and Murdoch, while Bill greatly admires The Man Without Fear, there is no Daredevil game planned in development. Bill's tweet at Troy Baker was an acknowledgement of their shared desire about creating said game, and he apologizes for any confusion his tweet created. And he has his collection of Daredevil comics right there. I might read those. I don't know, I should read Daredevil. Everyone talks about him. I like Batman. I obviously like him. But anyways, so then that got everyone really depressed. We're like, oh, no Daredevil game, no Daredevil game. Then I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to make a video about this when I get back, And then people were saying, oh, well, he never not confirmed Daredevil being in the Avengers or something like that, which I guess is likely, but I still didn't think I'd make a video on it until this showed up in my timeline. Somebody please make a Daredevil game. And Troy Baker responded, "We've talked about it." Obviously, this person knows something, and teasing side. You know what? You just look at it. He's teasing it again. So I'm like, look, if Bill Rosemann, who, by the way, I think, what is he? Is he I don't know what exactly his title is, but he controls basically all Marvel games, to my understanding. Definitely Spider-Man, PS4, and I think the Avengers too. But then I was like, oh my God, yeah, what does this mean exactly? What does this mean? And he confirmed. Why would he do this? And obviously, if people were expecting a Daredevil game and it's been confirmed no Daredevil game, and then he's teasing again, it's very clear his intentions here. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, what's the point of it? All right, this video is already getting way longer than I wanted it to, so I'll just recap real quick. Going back through the evidence, Grace obviously knows some inside information, and she's teasing Daredevil, and Troy's all like, whoa, we talked about this, don't leak it. I'm talking in private. And obviously he's talked to Bill Rosemann in private, because Bill Rosemann just dropped the Daredevil tease without even Daredevil being mentioned in the tweet above. It's just implied. So obviously he's talked to Bill Rosemann because he knows that's Troy's most wanted game, and I'm like, when would he have time to talk to him? And by the way, Bill Rosemann, there's no way he would have not known that people would have thought it would be Daredevil in a video game. Maybe he didn't think people would automatically jump to a solo game, but he probably thought that people were going to think Marvel's Avengers or Spider-Man 2, which is what I think it is now. But anyways, obviously he's talked to Troy Baker because he knows that's what he wants. And when do you have time to talk to Troy Baker? Well, when would he have to? Obviously, if he's doing something Daredevil related, that'd be a good time to talk to him. He's a voice actor. But do I think he'll be in Marvel's Avengers? Simple answer, No, because he's already voice acting for Bruce Banner in that game, and I don't know, maybe they are. I don't think they're going to try to be that lazy. I don't think they're going to want to the same voice actor playing two different people. But I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, Marvel Spider-Man 2. At first, I was like, no, that's just it's stupid because Marvel Spider-Man already has enough plot points, and it's being stretched too thin with spoilers and for the DLC and everything. But Yuri's going to be a villain in the next game. You have Venom, you have Miles, you have all these people doing different things. You have Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, that's exactly right. They have too many plot points. They need to take one out. So I started thinking, now, wouldn't it be kind of boring if we were training Miles? Like, I wouldn't mind a couple of missions, but I think it'd be kind of boring if the first little bit of the game we were just training Miles, unless they make it interesting. But I don't know how they would do that. So I was like, either they do a time skip, which I don't think they want to do because they want to tell a story. They don't want to do a cheap time skip. I don't like time skips or whatever. So I think they're going to try to find another way around it. I think they're going to try to find a way to not do a time skip and have him, being trained. How are they going to do that? And I started thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we, the player, have no idea where Miles is the first couple hours of the game, and we, the player, keep asking, where's Miles, or where's Miles? And then he finally shows up, and we see that he's with Daredevil, and Daredevil's casually talking to Peter, and we find out that Daredevil's training Miles. That would make sense in my opinion. I think he was training him how to be a vigilante because Peter has too much on his plate, obviously, because the first game and all the plot points in this game, that would make complete and total sense to me. Maybe they could save Miles for a third game. Maybe he's going to train for half the game, then show up. I don't know, but Daredevil was heavily teased in the first game with the Matt Murdock card and what he was like, you can call me anytime you need help. So that would make sense how Spider-Man would call and help him train Miles. I think that's, I don't know. I don't think it's likely, but in my head, I don't even think that I'd like that. But I think if he was a Marvel Spider-Man 2, that's most likely the way they would do it. I don't know though, but yeah, that's what I was thinking about. It makes sense to me, and I think he would pull it off well, especially if Troy Baker was voicing him, and I think he would work well in the Marvel's Spider-Man's universe. But he could just be in Marvel's Avengers. What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be in Marvel's Avengers, and they're just going to use Troy Baker for him to different characters, or do you think he's going to be Marvel Spider-Man 2? What do you think is more likely? I think the only reason for him not being a Marvel Spider-Man, the only roadblock I see, if they wanted him Spider-Man 2 and they couldn't put him in there, is legal reasons. Now, I scoured the internet and I could not find, and I asked on subreddits, no one could give me a straight answer. If they have the right to use him in their second game, and it's very shady on it. They have the rights to some villains, not the rights to others, because Marvel owns Marvel and Sony owns Spider-Man, all this stuff. But if Marvel Spider-Man 2, even if Marvel did have the rights to Daredevil and they couldn't use them, I think Sony could strike a deal, and I think they would because Spider-Man is one of their best-selling games. It was like, top 5, top 10 is one of their best sellers. It helped them sell over 10 million PlayStations instantly. So many PlayStations were bought when that game came out, I think. And, obviously they would like, oh, sure, whatever you need, Insomniac Games. And I think that they have a kind of a good business, Sony has a good business relationship with Marvel because they let them use Spider-Man. And I think Marvel, they might be greedy and ask for a lot of money, but I think they'd work it out to where, yeah, sure, you can use Daredevil for a couple of cutscenes, maybe longer. I hope we get to play as Daredevil. I don't know if that'll be the case if he's in there. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. This video's going on for way too long. I guess I don't really know what else to say. It's all the evidence. I'll show up again. 100 subscribers special coming very soon. I don't actually know if I passed my AP exam, but I did a really good job on it, I think. I'll get my scores mid-July, so whatever. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. You're 85% of the reason why I do these YouTube videos. I cannot believe I got over 100 subscribers within the first 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much. And I know this video is probably boring to a lot of you. My Marvel videos don't get a lot of views. Don't worry, I'll be back full swing DC in a couple of days after these pre-uploads go up. And see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, y'all. Peace.